How am I prepared mentally? So mentally it's a competitive fight and I've got to bring competition. So in that sense, mentally it's not just about, all right, I want to box well and all this, just win. Mentally, like win, refuse to be beat. And that's how you mentally approach the fight, just go in there with a winner's mindset.
So Jake, you can fight basically anybody. You decide who your opponents are going to be. Why was this man the right opponent for right now?
I think this talk has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion and the WBA and WBC.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1000%.
Jake Paul walked in talking like a man already planning the victory parade playlist, preaching his trademark optimism and promising the world-shocking miracle only he seems to believe in.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Anthony Joshua just sat there cold as polished steel. No theatrics, no fantasy. To him, this isn't a superhero plot. It's a scheduled appointment. And Jake's the one who set the date.
Who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Jake cast himself as the fearless disruptor, the man who sees a heavyweight king and thinks business opportunity instead of survival question. AJ responded with that quiet, courteous menace that basically says, I'll handle this efficiently.
What he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire.
Jake talks speed, angles, footwork, like he's prepping for dancing with the heavyweights. Joshua calmly counters with pressure, patience, and discomfort. The kind of language that makes you reconsider your career choices.
I don't think there's any chance in the world, knowing what Anthony Joshua is a specialist at, he's a specialist at putting knuckles through your fucking brain, and that's what he's going to try to do to Jake Paul. And anything other than that, from a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, will make us all think it's a fixed fight. Whether or not Joshua can do it, whether or not, Jake Paul shocks the world and shows us that he really does know how to box really well and moves really good and uses his jab and blows us all away with a strategy and a lot of footwork and
Jake swears destiny itself would have to intervene to stop him. AJ's reply? Cool story. Let's test it. It's hype versus homework, podcast confidence versus championship focus. And you can feel the gap.
Secret to boxing a guy like
just get him with the right hand. That's what Jake Paul's looking for, the right hand. And if he lands, he could do good damage. So a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul, but in reality, he's a good fighter and he's dedicated, and that's what I like.
One man pitching belief with a motivational grin, the other radiating the calm of someone who already knows the ending. Then Eddie Hearn drifts in like a patient taxi driver watching two sports cars fight for pride and simply says, relax, the math's already done.
You're quoted on record saying that you and AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I suppose so. Yeah. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. And I mean, what is it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire if he loses.
I'm sitting with you thinking, this man is discussing retirement clauses like holiday plans, and it comes off absolutely savage. Eddie's basically saying, If AJ loses, we're not doing a presser. We're doing a goodbye tour. And he delivers it with such politeness you almost applaud. Then he breaks down AJ's weight like a personal trainer, explaining that a leaner Joshua equals more precision and more nightmares for the opposition.
Forget, AJ's never made weight before, so all of a sudden he's tried. You know, he's been in camp for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and he's probably sitting at, I don't know, 260, 265, and it's like, you got to make 245. It's 20 pounds. The weight clause and all of this is going to be an issue. It's something we have to keep our eye on. But I think AJ feels great. I think actually the lighter AJ is, the better he is.
Meanwhile, Jake walks in with full superhero confidence. And fair enough, belief matters. But belief without heavyweight seasoning is ordering a plain steak and calling it gourmet. Me, the whole world can feel it. This isn't a gimmick. AJ's treating it like a world title. Eddie's saying it with such smoothness it feels royal. So now I'm looking at you like, place your bets. One man is dreaming. The other is sharpening tools. And history tends to favor the craftsman, not the motivational speaker.
I see AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently, and I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender. Yes, it's been a little bit of a shorter camp. Yes, we've got to make weight this time around, but it doesn't matter.
And just as Eddie had us in executive mode, weights, clauses, precision, suddenly we slide into Ade Oladipo territory. The room shifts from boardroom calm to that friend who knows every boxing stat and still brings snacks to the argument. Ade doesn't just discuss boxing. He narrates it like every bad scorecard personally offended him.
One in the top 10, where AJ's taking it seriously. He's answering the questions direct that Ariel's throwing him. There was no, yeah, we're here to kind of f*** around. This is going to be easy. Give me my money and let me run back to the UK. This was AJ's like, no, we're taking this seriously. And that ain't a good thing for Jake Paul. It isn't. And AJ's that guy anyway. Like, I would never doubt that AJ would take this seriously. But for Jake Paul, I do wonder if realization is kicking in, or maybe he is just that delusional where he doesn't.
He looks at AJ versus Jake and you can practically hear the polite disbelief, like someone claiming they can out-push up a lion. Jake's selling dreams like a late-night infomercial, while AJ looks like he sets alarms for discipline. One man chants, believe, the other checks the torque on his right hand. Then Ade sweeps across the sport and we're both nodding like, yep, boxing asked for peace and instantly cancelled it.
Fascinating press conference. I think one of the biggest takeaways was, and I think we knew this on the circuit anyway, that AJ had left Ben Davison, but he confirmed it. And then he said he's training with Igor. And I wish Ariel pushed him a bit more because I have no idea who Igor is. I feel like I know quite a few people in this Alexander Usyk camp where AJ is and has been for a while now. But Igor is most certainly not Alexander Usyk's #1 trainer. So I'm guessing it's just someone in the camp. But AJ is now training with that.
From local heavyweight battles to global politics, every fighter seems to be auditioning for a reality show at once. But Ade frames it perfectly, sharp, grounded, funny, but still rooted in truth. It's like watching a veteran coach explain chaos with a straight face. And beneath the jokes, we know the truth. Boxing doesn't reward noise. It rewards preparedness. And that blend of drama, discipline, and madness is exactly why we can't stop watching.
I will still stand firm and say AJ should, not will, should get rid of Jake Paul in 1 round. Should. And if he doesn't, then it's more, my questions will be more to AJ. But I'm confident AJ gets this done. And I'm confident AJ hasn't come to play around. So this isn't a case of AJ just come to kind of give the American audience a show and just, make Jake Paul look silly and make Jake Paul miss. And no, I think AJ's come to do damage, collect the check, and go to Saudi and have this fight in February that Turkey's been talking about.
And right when Ade has us in that this can't be real, but it is spiral, Johnny Nelson steps in with full veteran clarity, giving that look of someone who's seen this movie and already knows the ending. I'm thinking exactly what Johnny's thinking. Jake talks like a man who just discovered motivational quotes and believes he can moonwalk through a heavyweight storm. Confidence is great. But this isn't a charity run. Joshua stands there looking like he's late for serious business. Johnny's tone carries that gentle but lethal warning. Enjoy the spotlight, but step carefully.
Fight itself, I want to see what AJ's presence in front of Jake Paul would be like. Because AJ, especially when it comes to fighting, is a serious dude. And I know Jake Paul, the problem child, he can be rude, he can be in your face. Remember when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat? And they do all the kind of things, Mike Tyson ended up slapping him in his face and standing on his toe. I think Jake Paul got there, looked up from chance.
And to be fair, Jake's boldness is almost impressive. He's selling belief, narrative, disruption, the whole cinematic package. Part of me laughs, the other part checks if AJ's gloves are properly tightened. Because when Johnny reminds us boxing isn't playground entertainment, he's translating reality. Joshua doesn't need theatrics or viral lines. He needs one clean window. And suddenly the entire atmosphere changes. It's like someone challenging a chess grandmaster using Monopoly rules.
For AJ, I'm stuck in between. Because nobody on this green earth would actually turn down 50, 60 million to fight Jake Paul. And people that don't like this will probably watch it because they want to see Jake Paul getting knocked out. So what does it say about AJ and what does it say about Jake Paul? I think I was thinking upside down. For AJ, I thought, Mama's cashing out. He's cashing out because he's going down this minute line, but I thought in reality...
And that's where the drama hits its peak. We all know Jake's mouth writes checks his confidence wants to cash. But AJ's presence makes the press conference feel like a performance review. Johnny's saying what everyone's thinking. Keep the jokes, keep the energy, but don't confuse the spotlight for safety. If Jake walks in treating this like content, and AJ walks in treating it like a professional assignment, that contrast alone might echo louder than any punch. That's the tension selling this whole spectacle. Confidence is colliding with credentials. Hype is sprinting into heavyweight reality. Jake's dreaming, AJ's dissecting. And that pressure alone could fill an arena. So tell me where you stand. Is this a miracle in the making, or a masterclass incoming? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next